recording, otherwise it'll be all for naught. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the most dangerous men in America. It's time for Boondock Underground.
Motherfucking Boondock Killer, Mossberg, king of the drop, there never be much iller. Top medical grade dope, baby. Chevrolet sitting up like grave digger, roll over your Mercedes.
All right, man. Here we are once again. I gotta say, first of all, before I even start the thing off, our technical director is getting mad love from like Hollywood producers and stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. He's pretending like he's not even paying attention. That's all right, man. Boondock here with you. With me, as always, Bradley is in the house with me, and
hey, y'all.
joining us on the couch here tonight is Chris and Crystal Jackson. Did I say right? All right. Okay. Now, I don't know if everybody knows who Chris and Crystal Jackson are, but I will tell you this. So, you may not know her by Crystal Jackson, but you would know her as the real Mrs. Poindexter. And so that's who's joining us. So let's give her a big round of applause, everybody. All right. Not everybody knows the story about what happened with the real Mrs. Poindexter. And so what we want, well, a lot of people do, but the ones who don't, we really want to break it down for them. So the real Mrs. Poindexter, explain to us why you are so infamous now, because everybody's like really knowing about the Mrs. Poindexter. So what's going on? What happened?
Well, to keep it short, a bunch of bitchy moms decided that, well, their husbands found the page and didn't like it, so they put a lot of pressure on the school, and they eventually kicked us out. But going back further than that, I mean, the school found out last summer, totally cool, diocese was cool, but these moms...
left out that you're a model.
Well, I mean...
That's what they found out.
Yeah, I mean, OnlyFans, right? Yeah, so, you know...
So you started this OnlyFans page, and your kids go to Catholic school.
Yes.
They did.
They did go to Catholic
Yes,
school.
they did.
And some of the parents, it must have been like so here's what must have happened. The men saw the page.
That's right.
Under normal circumstances, I would think men would keep their big ass
Bro
mouth
code,
shut.
right?
Thank you.
There is
man
a man code, right?
Yes, there's a
I mean,
man code.
Don't be a
Fucking
pussy and tell
blew
your
it.
wife.
Yes. Did anybody approach you, Chris, about any of the men?
No one ever approached us to our face except for a handful of friendly people saying, "Hey, this is what's going on."
Huh.
Basically letting you know that there was some drama going on in the I went to Catholic school in Sacramento, so I'm very familiar with how cliquey and kind of intense some of the parents, especially the moms, can get. My mom used to call them the minivan clan.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it was fitting. It was very fitting, you know, and like they'd hang out in the traffic circle together and the whole thing. And I totally, and you know, do the script thing together and just sit there and talk shit. And I totally get it. Exactly.
Drink and gossip. That's
But you know, the thing is that I mean, we had the page up and running for 10 months, and no one knew about it. I mean, you know, we looked at the risk involved, but you know, people I used to go to school with, had like worked with years ago, would find it and they'd be like, "Hey, Crystal, like, what's up?" But I'm not going to tell anybody because again, man code, you just don't tell anybody.
That's right.
Totally fine. And so we thought, okay, the dad at school finds it, he's not going to say
And
shit.
they did. Almost on day one of the dads, we found out much later, he had found the page.
You found it.
He loves looking at girls on the internet.
Yeah.
He found it immediately, but he kept his mouth shut.
That's the way you do it.
And
You keep your mouth shut because if you open up your mouth, then it ceases to exist. So, if wifey finds out, then the shit's really going to hit the fan.
I think it was one of two things happen. One, wife walks in on dad and it's real uncomfortable right now. And it's like, oh, well, this is the only reason that I was looking at it because I was just like, oh,
I'm so offended and disgusted by it.
Like, yeah, oh my God. Or he was in trouble with his wife and needed to like parlay out of it somehow and was like, well, I can give you this little bit of.
Well, we kind of do
bit of
know
something.
from people because some eventually became fans and they were friendly, so they would write to her on the page and say, "Oh, I heard it from," and this one dad's name came up over and over. He's a dentist doctor.
What's his name, man?
Hey, no, we're not saying anything.
And like, oh yeah, we heard it from Dr. So-and-so. And he was the biggest fan.
Yeah.
But the irony is his wife is the biggest enemy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and we were told that she found her pictures on his phone. Anyway.
I mean,
whatever.
it's that's a little bit weird, but I have no problem believing that that's the case. You know what I mean? He's got the phone. What is it that made you decide to go ahead and start the page in the first place?
Oh God! So we've been together like 20 years, married 14 years. I went through early menopause, and so just trying to just find that spark back in our relationship, in the sense of just like our, just bring it back.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, I mean, we tried all different things, and this was just like one of the things that we tried, and it was just him taking like some pictures and throwing them up on Reddit, and they were super popular, and the fans
And it was
were
actually one picture. Labor Day weekend, she's at Tahoe in a bikini on the beach. I took it. I looked up, I'm like, this is a really pretty picture.
And you put it up on Reddit?
And I said, hey, we could put on, it's a subreddit for pretty wives. Just as a lark. Hey, who knows? I mean, we had tried other things to kind of spark up our marriage. We didn't think it would turn into anything. It was just a lark.
Yeah.
But it was really popular out of the gate. And then Redditors said, hey, post some more. We did. And then they said, hey, you should open an OnlyFans. We're like, what's that?
Yeah, I mean,
They told us, and we did.
Yeah, we come from technology, and we've started businesses, but we're like, what's OnlyFans? And plus, who's going to want to come see a mom? That is just
I would.
Hold on a second.
I would.
crazy.
What are you talking about? I am gonna venture to guess that everybody watching and listening would probably want to see some moms. If you see like the 20-year-old blonde model girls, they're a dime a dozen, right? And they all look the same. So when you get a woman who's got some experience behind her and stuff like that, it's just way more sexy.
I'll
It's just
tell
way
you,
more
if you
sexy.
go through the Google Analytics data, MILF is a much more searched term than, say, teen or young girl.
Yeah. No, I even when I was a little bit younger, that's kind of the game I played. So when you started this OnlyFans page, were you making any money?
Oh, we made the first month like 15,000 because we
What?
had so many
Yeah.
like fans on Reddit, and like I only had one picture too.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
I had no sexy clothes because I had mom clothes. I mean, I had nothing, no underwear that matched. And
She's
so
not
it
a
was-
girly girl.
I'm not. I'm like
She's
a
not a girly girl.
hunter.
I feel you on the
Right.
matching underwear thing. That is a struggle because then you get a cute set. The dryer eats half of them. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's a big
She
thing.
had no lingerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so when Redditor said, can you open it? And we did. We thought no one will come. And they poured in by the hundreds.
Bet you they did.
Then we realized, oh, shit, we don't have any pictures. I had one picture of her in a doctor's office without her shirt. And that was
Gangster.
it. That was it.
You
And so-
snuck that shit.
No,
Yeah.
we took it because
we just took it. Yeah. I was like, hey.
it wasn't meant to be a sexy picture, but it
Right,
was
right.
literally the only picture I had. She'd never
Wow.
sexed me. She never did things like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And- yeah,
never-
right?
no.
Bad wife.
Do you do it now? You got to do it now, right? I mean, you don't even have to. Do you,
You don't
subscribe
have
to her
Yeah,
OnlyFans?
subscribe to her thing.
Yeah. He takes the pictures half the time.
Oh, really?
I know
Okay.
I'm like, get out of my hair. I'm looking at this page.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the money going here. Get your sexy ass out of here.
Yeah.
So you started in the first month. You made 15,000. I've read various things as to what is happening now with your OnlyFans. Are you comfortable telling us what you make now on that OnlyFans
Yeah,
page?
that's
Yeah. Well, so it grew. It came in at 15,000, and then it grew. And at that point, because we founded technology companies, we
Yeah.
come from right over here. We met at Intel as engineers.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez.
And,
So you got a bunch of stupid
And
people in the
they're
house.
both really smart.
Yeah,
Of course.
smart and attractive. Awesome. All right. Screw you guys, man. Get out.
And so we looked at it and go, hey, this is a real friggin' business in the
Yeah.
first month. And so we applied some of our MBA level skills and running other company skills. Wow. We, constructed the business revenue model the way we felt would work well. And off it ran. It ran about 30% growth month over month. So it was passing 50,000, 100,000, 150,000 a month. And that's about when it got discovered, when it was about 150.
Ooh.
And then, but once that happened, then it was like 500,000 to 600,000 a month.
Wow.
Oh my God, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, it
What?
really grew.
That's a house a month.
Mark it down, y'all. What do I have to do? I'll whip it out. I don't care. Like, I got to figure out a
Hey,
way.
we get that from men all the time, and the answer
Yeah.
is simple. gay sex.
Yep.
Never mind. I'll be poor. I'm good.
Carl's right there.
That's true, Carl. Let's do this. Carl, you, and I'll get Quentin.
Everyone has a number. Come on.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Right.
What would it be? I don't know yet. I've thought about it a lot,
So-
which is weird.
As far as that's concerned, though, I know that like you said, this is a business, right?
Yeah.
So as far, I think that a lot of people in their head, they're like, oh, you take some pictures and you put them up online and that's it. I know that there's a lot more that goes into it. As you said, it is literally a business.
Yeah.
How many hours like of a work week do you guys think, like, what does this entail for you guys time-wise?
I mean, now, hardly any time, because the way we have constructed the business model, it pretty much runs on its own. So, yeah, there's like taking some pictures, but we maybe do that a couple times a week. And then the storylines, because you have to be entertaining, right? Anyone can throw pictures up on OnlyFans.
I do it all the time.
Right? Yeah.
Not on
that will not
OnlyFans,
win.
but I send them out free all the time.
And the thing is, like, I mean, but you can see a million girls on the internet
Yeah.
for
For
free.
free.
Easily.
What's
Yeah.
going to make your page and your brand different than anybody else? So you have to be entertaining. And we work with a lot of models around the world, helping them with their brand identity, helping them with the marketing, just giving them basic, like, MBA level business advice. Like, how do you grow a business and what does it entail and who is your market? So, and you have to like understand what those things are. I mean, otherwise you're just throwing pictures up and
Just
no
like
one's
with
gonna
any
say,
business,
yeah.
right? Like if you don't have a very clear defined, like you said, like very clearly defined situation of who your market is, who you're going after, and if you're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall, there's only so much that's going to stick.
Yeah.
Or it will be totally disjointed and it won't go anywhere. To answer your question, how much time per day? Maybe like an hour a day.
Oh,
She'll take
that's it. I'm done.
she'll
pissed.
take she'll take the content, which takes only a few minutes. I'll curate it and I'll pick which ones are pretty.
Yeah.
We've argued over the time what's pretty, and I'm correct. No, seriously, I really. We've tested it. We've
We
done
do like an
A/B
A/B test,
testing.
yeah.
Which one gets more likes and all
I
that.
love this so much.
If you
This
need any
is
more
making me so
A and B
happy.
testing, I'll give my I'll give my
A
phone
and
number
B.
at the
And
end.
it's because it's because like us women have a vision of like what we think we find pretty, right? And we find like filters and the perfect Instagram looking pretty, and like with men, he's
Nope.
like, no, that's
Right, nope.
that's not. I can't approach that woman.
No,
I would.
it's
I don't.
100%.
Yeah.
It's a real turnoff.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, if it's too polished, it's just we know it's not real.
I tell
you know?
models, I go, what you end up looking like is kind of like the mean girl in high school who was mean to me.
Yeah.
The really
That's
pretty
true.
girl.
That's
And not approachable, not identifiable.
Makes sense.
I don't want to know you.
Well,
And
and is it? I mean, at some point, you got to know there's probably women out there that are participating and joining that OnlyFans page as well. Right? They're looking too, right? So you don't want to you don't want to turn them off. And if they see somebody who's too over the top, they're going to be like, man. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it can't just all be dudes.
oh, there's a lot of women fans and couples fans. There's a lot of couples
I'm sure
fans.
there's a lot of couples. Yeah.
So you don't join in on any of the pictures or anything like that?
No, it's
No?
only her.
Just her?
Yeah. There's
And
no.
that's another rumor that goes around our community. Like, it really bothers me. Porn star sex tape. None of that exists.
Right.
They're Instagram Playboy level pictures.
Yeah, I've read that. I've read that there was like porn tapes. or
There
something
are
like that.
not.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would challenge anyone who says that. Show me.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
one-
I'd love to see.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I would love to
If
see
I
it
did
too.
this, I want to
There's
know.
a screening right there.
one thing that I think conflated at one point when the gossip was at the hottest was that the way you sometimes market is you will feature another model on her page and
Yeah.
Yeah.
vice versa or whatever. And so occasionally there'll be another model who might have something like that. Now, if someone read the page and they conflated, oh, that's Crystal. It's not. It was another model. If that, I don't know where the rumor came from, but that could be where it came. I don't know.
I just think that people, especially again in that kind of community, they like to gossip.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, totally.
It's
They're
gossip. Hey, I
jealous.
would be in on that gossip if it was not me.
I want to know.
Like,
Give
show
it to me.
Give it to
point.
me. Yeah.
Well, and the
Like,
thing
it's-
is, like going back to this, like these moms when they found out, we actually had attorneys and they went into the field and like talked to like 20 different families from the school and was like, hey, this is like DMCA like violation taking these pictures. Well, these women, damn bitches took these pictures, and I was still getting them back like up until a few months ago. I mean, they made their way all the way up to Eldorado Hills, Roseville, to the Bay Area. Pictures like that they were screenshotting, which I'm like, okay, that is hot. But now you all have like seen me.
Yeah. Well, so
I mean, but I'm like, really? I'm like, I don't know.
A couple of things that I want to hit. So, so the school finds out, and then so what happens to the kids?
So when the school when they found out last summer, the principal sent an email saying, "Hey, these moms have way too much time on their hands."
It was a private email.
It was a private email
correct?
to us,
Okay.
yeah. And we've been there for 7 years. We do all this volunteer work. And we've had a really good relationship with her. These same moms tried to get her kicked out like years ago, and she asked us to write a letter to the diocese. So she's had a really good open relationship with us. So she was like, heads up, this is what's going on. Scandalous pictures online. And that was it. We had friends in the back end at the school that were kind of feeding us all the information. The school, long story short, met with the diocese and their attorneys and the priests and said, we're not doing anything. That we're not touching this. We've let other things happen. Other things have happened in the church that are way more scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pick our battles here
Exactly.
for real.
But these moms are not used to being told no.
Yeah.
And these moms are not, it's not even a moral thing. It's more of like.
It's a vendetta.
Exactly.
It's an absolute vendetta.
The people who behind it are not like, they don't go to mass on Sunday.
Yeah, there's
nothing
Yeah.
morality about
Yeah.
them. They're some of the worst
virtue
people
signaling.
No,
Yeah.
it's just
Exactly.
something that like this is the hill that I'm choosing to die on, and I'm going to be grumpy about it because I see something that I've chosen that I don't like.
Yeah.
And
Well-
actually, the main woman behind it, she has done this, like I say, to the principal, but other people in the community, other moms. We were just the last in a long, because she has so much time on her hands. But people who are like this really have the most skeletons in her closet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she does, and they're juicy, and wait and see. There are more to come.
The difference is they weren't smart enough to start an OnlyFans page and charge for that.
This
stuff.
woman would
I
love
was
it
gonna
if
say, I
millions
don't
of people
think-
watched her. That she would love it.
At least the women that were like this, that were moms at my Catholic school, I don't think would do very well on an OnlyFans.
Eh.
To put it
No,
very politely.
In fairness, the woman I'm referring to, I think she's kind of attractive. I mean, she's not,
She's not gross.
No, she's not gross at all.
That's going to be a conversation later
I
on.
think gross on the inside though is
I'm being
like
generous. She's not, my type, but I would say she's attractive, sure. Nothing like my wife at all, but
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Way to backpedal. Right. There you go.
I'm just telling you the truth.
But going back to that, so then, they're not used to being told no. So they got smart and started printing pictures. But on my OnlyFans page, started printing out pictures and from Instagram and from Twitter and sending
And they
them
would
to the
conflate
school.
it with other sites that had nothing to do with it as
right.
well.
I've heard
And
that.
then we wrote a letter to the diocese basically saying, hey, let's sit down. We'll open a page up so you can see with authority what's on it. And if you don't like it, we will leave. And we in the letter we said twice, we have no problem leaving and parting ways, because if this is going to be an issue, fine. The next thing I know is I get removed as being second grade room mom.
They never replied to our mail
Yep, never
offering to
replied.
leave. We applied at a new school.
Yep.
We informed them, hey, listen, what you don't realize is Crystal actually has millions of fans all over the world. Hollywood wishes to do reality TV shows on us. Media wishes to write stories because they know the story of this housewife engineer who's now one of the biggest models on OnlyFans. That's a great story. They want to tell it.
Yeah.
And we would turn them away. No way. We don't want to be famous.
Yeah.
we just want to do our thing, make our
absolutely.
money. Kids are in
Leave us
school. We have a
alone.
simple
We're
life.
sitting on our couch making tons of money. Why the hell would we want to be famous?
It was a disaster. And
It's a liability, right?
right.
for
And so we
everybody.
told the church, listen, the narrative could go bad.
Yeah.
And we'll leave if you want. They never replied. The next thing they did was they removed her as a second grade room mom.
Oh yeah, citing that basically there's concerns I'm collecting pictures of children for the yearbook.
Oh, God.
And I was just
I think that's kind of ironic,
Right?
considering
Right?
it's the Catholic Church.
And I lost my shit on that email, and I was like, Chris, I'm like, that's it. I'm like, the media's always wanted to do a story. I'm like, good story right now. I'm like, and
so we
put
just
this-
made a call. And then the next few days, the New York Post had it on the headlines.
But the thing is, on that story, we made sure the school was
Right.
was in good, in good
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
We told
But-
them, do not mention the school, do not mention the city, make the school sound like they're working with us, and just talk about there's some
Did they?
mean mom. They did.
Yeah.
They absolutely did.
Yeah, just
It's the
move
Post.
on.
It's not the Times. Times would
Yeah.
have sold them out.
Yeah.
And it was another, like the Daily Mail and Lad Bible and Maxim, other
Yeah.
publications.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say I saw something from like the UK that brought
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
the school. and-
Yeah, but then like the school got like,
I think
wow.
we had published one of the texts we got
From this family, the #1 fan dad and his angry wife.
Mm-hmm.
He had sent us an angry text.
Number
at
one
point.
fan dad. I love that.
And he had sent us a drunken, angry text at one point, and it was pretty humorous because it was drunk. And it's like,
Well,
I'm going to.
His voicemail is even better.
the voicemail was even
Oh
better.
my god.
So we had put that in the New York Post, and I think that family's wealthy. I think they saw it. They were outraged, and they ordered the priest because they are big donors and whatever.
Yeah,
influential in
we
the
had
parish.
we had a couple of those at,
Yeah,
at
and
my school too.
I think they said get rid of his family, and the school caved. And then once they expelled us a few hours from that first story, and then 12 hours before school was about to start, you're expelled. Don't ever even step on campus.
Wow, that's
Then-
harsh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Like you
We
can't
both-
go to church there if you
They
were
just said
were
campus.
parishioners,
They said-
you couldn't go to church there.
Well,
Well,
we're
you know, we
parishioners.
still get envelopes. They still want us to give money.
Are you serious? They still send you tithing envelopes?
Yes.
Get that OnlyFans money, bro.
Well, we were giving them
Yeah, we
OnlyFans
donated money.
John.
Oh,
we were
wow.
donating money to them.
To kind of
like-
smooth things over.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Are you guys still parishioners at that?
Technically,
I mean,
we are, I
technically
guess.
we are, but
Yeah.
Do you go?
No, we don't
Oh.
go.
Man, I go take
No.
pictures. That's what I would do. I'd take pictures right in the pews, bro. We're gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
And then when we come back, I want to talk about. I want to touch a little bit on this mentoring that you're doing with other people because I think that's super cool, especially people that because they're always like I don't know what to do and and so helping people out I think is awesome. It's a great way to give back. And then also we have some listener. Emails and questions and stuff too, so we're gonna do that in just a few minutes. It's Boondock Underground. Keep it right here. We got Chris and Crystal Jackson, aka the real Mrs. Poindexter. We're coming right back in a couple of minutes. Keep it here. Hey, what's up? It's Boondock here with you, and I want to let you know about the Podcast Lounge EDH. We are a full-service recording studio, so if you have some podcast ideas, you have a creative idea, you want to come in and record that show, you can do that. You also have the ability to come in and do something similar to that if you're a business. If you have a business that you want to get the word out about, you can come in weekly, monthly, daily, and you can use our services. I will host it or you can host it, and then we will edit and produce it if you'd like to. Full service, 100%. Go to thepodcastloungeedh.com for more information. You can also see all of our shows on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube right there on the front page. Full service recording studio with audio, with video, and full editing and producing as well. Thepodcastloungeedh.com. Go check it out. Wait for it. Speaking of Emmys, did you happen to see the interview with Mark S. Allen and Cameron Matthews, star of the brand new movie Notorious Nick, that was just in the studio with us?
I have not watched it. I will be watching it over the weekend. I'm too busy pushing paper.
Oh, okay. Carl, she's too busy pushing the paper. I'm sorry. I'll tell you who's legitimately busy and has the right to be busy is Chris and Crystal Jackson, and Crystal,
Yes.
a.k.a. the real Mrs. Poindexter, who started an OnlyFans page just cause one day and went from, making about $15K a month, which would be enough for me to quit every job I have, to now making, high six figures, which is... It's mind-boggling to me, man. And I love it. I'm all about it. I'm so proud of you guys. But damn, I got to figure out how to do it. So that mentoring program that you're doing,
They
I want to be.
told you how.
I've already decided. We talked about this earlier, man. So I feel like the Boondock Underground show, because sometimes the Boondock Underground show has people. There have been some sponsors who are like, "Yeah, we love it." I don't know if we want to put our name on it, though, because you say stuff about butts and stuff. And I'm like, okay. What is it, 2000? What year is this?
It's
This is
2021,
This
Bill.
is 2021, bro. Like, you're... And they're like, yeah, I know, man. So it's like sometimes it's a slow crawl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, they're going to jump on board. I don't even know what was I going with this?
You were talking about gay porn and how you don't want to do it.
I will do it for the right price. Only if it's Carl. So...
Oh, Carl, do you feel special?
Yeah, Carl. Carl, I've already seen Carl's naked. You know that we did with Carl.
We waxed.
We
Carl
waxed
in
his
studio.
butthole one time in studio, right here with no curtains. And as soon as we like put the lights on, and he was holding his legs up. A group of children from Baskin Robbins had just walked by with ice cream, and they were like looking in, and I'm like, "Hey, that's Carl's butthole." Anyway,
We're a very classy bunch.
it's a classy. But if we started an OnlyFans for the Boondock Underground show, bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you.
You know, they are trying to go mainstream.
I've heard that, and I feel like it's bound to happen, right? Like it's
Oh, it is. It is going.
We meet with the leadership of OnlyFans. They call us and we talk and we go over their corporate strategy, or they share it with us, because I think she represents where they would like to go, where you're kind of sexy but you're not really out there. And then they are bringing in the Hollywood people like Cardi B and Chris Brown and all these other people
Who
to
was
make it.
who was the girl that kind of blew the curve
Oh,
on all that? People got real mad. Bella Thorne.
Yeah. No, she did adult-ish stuff, I guess, or maybe I don't know.
I think they said, or she said that she was selling like nudes, and then
And she
they
actually
weren't.
wasn't, yeah.
But see, I for research purposes, I had to look at your page.
Oh yeah.
And
And did you like it?
I can't look directly at you right now. And your husband's right there, just like 3 times my size. But no, it's very classy, right? So I can imagine that's probably what OnlyFans is going for.
Yeah.
Whereas I do have a friend who like puts carrots up her ass and shit like that. So like there's weird stuff that goes on there, and then you have like a professional looking page like your page, right? Now, how long did it take to get that page to look like that? I mean, you were saying that it takes about an hour a day, and that's about it. But is there anything else that goes on the back end or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, if you just look at so from the business model and the brand identity, which is a mom. So a mom is not going to do all that stuff like your friend does.
Right.
She's just kind of sexy.
I know some moms. They don't do it on OnlyFans, but they'll do it in their own, brother.
But just in terms of the brand identity that's presented online, and when you have to do the content curation.
Yeah.
Now, she may write the stories that go along with the framework of each story, because no one's going to pay for just
Pictures.
a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Sure.
No
sure.
one.
And you can just queue that up. There's like
Yeah,
a
you can
queuing
queue it
system, so
up
you can
in the
get
morning.
it up and where it keeps on, it rolls through. So you have like new posts, and I try to post like 10 to 12 like pieces of content a day, right? So it's just it's
This might
constantly
be
entertaining.
super outdated, but almost like a Hootsuite type situation where it like
Yeah,
staggers
yeah.
out your posts.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your day's free. So you queue that up in the morning. And the only other thing you have to spend time on is like, say,
answering
marketing.
No, it's answering the questions,
Yeah.
the comments, and then the direct messages on the back end. That takes some time, but it's like you can, I mean, it's not that bad. So the marketing part, and then maybe more of like the legal part of it, that maybe will take a little bit of time.
I'm sure that's probably a bigger piece to the puzzle.
There's a lot of people that steal the content and put it on
yeah.
anywhere from dating sites, other sites.
I've
we
I
have to-
found my pictures from Suicide Girls on like these weird like German porn websites and stuff. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for someone to steal my pictures and put them anywhere. I'm
then-
all good with it.
As far as like doing, that brings up actually another question is as far as like, fan response and things like that. I'm sure like, I know that I've gotten some really off the wall stuff. So I can't imagine some of the things. I'm sure, it's like, I feel like maybe 85 to 90% of the people that I interact with are really respectful, but there's always that like percentage.
Oh, there always is, but I mean, I've been doing it for like almost 2 years now, so I'm kind of used to it, and I have like good responses. I mean, because you're always going to get these people who are like, we want to see more, and it's like, no, you're not going to get more. It's like you don't like what we talked about before.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, like we talk about like. Chris and I talk about this all the time. You don't go into the Mercedes dealership demanding that they give you an economy car. I mean, that's just not how it is. You're gonna like.
You're just at the
Sorry.
wrong store.
Yeah, I want to go.
In the
it's
wrong
like,
place,
and
huh?
I'm always pretty nice.
I'd
with
like
them,
to buy a Subaru.
Yeah.
And the hamburger.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
And I just try to tell them like, hey, I'm sorry, this page maybe isn't for you, and I'm really sorry. But like when you join, it is very clear what is on this page
Up
and what's
front
not.
before you join.
Yeah. So it's not, or I'm not trying to trick you. So there's no porn, there's no sex tapes. So if you want that, here I can recommend other models that might be good for you to go watch, but you're not going to get it here.
And also, there's nothing to buy inside the page. There's
Oh,
no
I
paid
was gonna ask
videos.
No additional like
Tips are
private
not-
content.
Yeah,
or-
tips are not allowed. Everything's included.
Holy
And-
crap! You make all that money without
Yeah.
extra stuff. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
And a lot of models, they see the revenue charts because the models will share that.
Right.
And they'll go, you have millions in the subscription line, and I have millions in the message line, and you have nothing. How do you do that? It's
That's
really
insane.
It's again that software as a service mail like Salesforce.com,
Right, Salesforce.
where you're just bringing in the subscribers and trying to provide a good quality experience so they renew.
Yeah.
And then you're off to the races.
When you guys are using this, like you said a little bit before, kind of in like a service to assist models that are maybe coming in or want to grow their platform a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about that and kind of what you guys do? You were kind of talking a little bit about timing and growth and how that works.
Yeah, so we have people that contact us like through social media, or there is a website, or I should say an application called Telegram that a lot of the models are actually on. Am I not supposed to say that?
No, that's
okay.
cool.
I'm on it. I know.
Okay.
I mean, it's like
So-
WhatsApp.
Not for
It's
only,
like
yeah,
WhatsApp,
not
yeah.
not for OnlyFans, but we use it for Suicide Girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
it's
so
common.
a lot of the models hang out there, and so a lot of them. So way back in the spring, or I should say probably
In the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah. I would coach a lot of the girls like on basically like marketing, basic MBA level like business advice, and I have these handbooks that are Reddit. How do you market on Reddit? How do you get a brand identity to help them because they don't have an understanding of how business works.
Yeah.
So because what we've done with the page is that we've taken an approach of like it's a business. I mean, we're having fun, right?
No, I wouldn't say they don't understand business. They have a different business model that they are very skilled at, and I would call it like the stripper market business model, where the man comes in and he tips to sit at the rail, and he tips for the champagne room, and he tips for the dance, and all. And that's how they run their page. It's very piecemeal.
I feel like you kind of have to flip the script and be the girl that makes the money at the club, that actually hustles and knows how to sell the champagne room, as opposed to the guy that's offering to pay for it.
I would say we abandon all strip club economics, and we just provide. It's more of like a movie theater ticket. Would you pay $15 to see a movie? Yeah, most guys would. And we target the average dad market, the young professional market, the older gentleman whose wife sort of checked out market, and those types.
Like the guys at school.
Yeah, they would be the average dad market. Now, those markets are not going. I mean, they're not against strip clubs. They just tend to not go, and they would tend to be offended if you kind of hassle them like a used car salesman. Gimme. But they will gravitate to. Sure, I'll pay for a movie ticket for 30 days of entertainment. Great, that's a good deal. And all you got to do is keep bringing them in, and then soon you're looking at a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you're the Mercedes salesman, not the used car
Yes,
salesman.
that's right. I use that example all the time. It's like the Mercedes dealer, and it's a higher. Also, if you charge more, her page is more than most pages.
Well, you feel like you're getting more, like you're.
it's
Higher
perceived
quality.
value.
This better be, you know, this is up here because
Exactly.
it's not.
Right.
Exactly.
The
Here.
perceived value is higher, so the clientele is classier, and they're nicer. And you know, a lot of models will charge really low to come in and
Or
try
nothing,
to,
or
or
they charge
nothing, or
nothing.
0 and then juice them on all the paid stuff, like the strip club economic model. And I'm like, oh, why do you do that? You end up filtering in guys who are really mean to you.
Yeah.
And they're because they value things they pay for, and if they pay 0, then you're worthless because you literally cost 0 worth.
That's like the people used to the dating apps and stuff. Now, they go on dating apps to pay more, like eHarmony and stuff like that. You get a higher class of clientele, but Plenty of Fish gets in the old straggler. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no money.
I've even said that about dating in general, though. Like back when I was single, I would say, like, you know, when a guy kind of like treats you like shit, it's like like they're holding their self-worth above yours.
Yeah.
But like if you, it evens out if you go the other. I don't want to say go the other direction, treat them like crap. Absolutely not. But you know, like if you hold your self-worth higher,
Absolutely.
they meet your level.
Yeah, I think it just kind of brings everybody up to a
and
certain
it brings
level.
better people.
Yeah.
As far as how does the taxes work? How do you have to when you're bringing in that kind of money? How does the tax situation work like that? Is it just a regular business and you file regular taxes,
Do you
or
have to file like a K-1?
Well, we do have a corporation.
Oh,
that
well,
will
not that.
give-
I'm sorry. That's a little personal. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
So at
You don't have to answer that. I apologize.
Well, I'll just explain how OnlyFans works.
Yeah.
They do a 1099 through their payment processor. We use the U.S.-based one. Other countries use the other country ones.
Yeah.
We get a 1099. It's actually in the name of our corporation. We're the shareholders. We would get a K1 in that case. And you pay
the
taxes
smart-
like an American.
That's the smart way to do it, though. That's wonderful. I feel like a lot of girls that I know that are involved, like they're just very, again, kind of blind to how that portion of things works, and then they start making money, and they're like,
You would be
What do I
shocked
do?
how smart many of these girls are on taxes, especially in the UK where they pay VAT tax, which is insanely complicated.
Yeah.
They have Telegram
high.
rooms just for tax law stuff, and
Wow.
they are really smart girls. So that's why I say when she said don't understand business, I'm like, no, they understand business. They understand their business model, their economic model, and certainly on the taxes. Very smart.
For those of
That's
you who just
awesome.
jumped in here, we're talking to the real Mrs. Poindexter here, and you can that's the name of the OnlyFans page, right?
No, that's Instagram.
That's Instagram. Now, what's the name? How do you get a hold of you on OnlyFans?
Mrs. Poindexter.
Mrs. Poindexter.
MRS Poindexter.
Okay, cool. All right, so, let's
So
make sure
I
we get
have-
that.
Her name.
Oh, that's right.
I have to say, I was really proud because a few months back, several months back, when the story kind of broke, Megan comes in and she's like, we got to get this girl on the show. She's like, she's amazing. Got to have her on here. Her and her husband, like, this story is unbelievable. And she's like, I don't know how to find her. I got on Google and within, and that's kind of the running joke with us is that I'm like the Google machine.
Yeah, every time I find
Like, I find something
a girl that I need
immediately.
to find, I just go to her.
Yeah.
She can do it
He
in 30
literally
seconds.
he came to me and he's like, oh, I want on a date with this girl and she used to be married to some baseball player, but she won't tell me who it is. And I was like, oh, okay, what's her first name?
She found
5
it.
minutes later, done. So I was really excited. So when Megan texted me that you guys were going to be here, I was really excited. Just like, I did that. I did that.
What I'm curious if there's other women in the neighborhood now that have jumped on and seen what you've done in your success, and now they're involved.
So yes, there is.
And where can I find it? I want to see a bunch of hot Catholic women.
Yeah. So our first mom that joined,
We did this for about 6-7 months by that point.
yeah, and so I kind of told her like, 'cause we didn't tell anybody. Like,
Was
I
this
didn't-
before or after everything happened?
way
way
before.
before,
Okay.
way
Way
before,
before.
right? So because we started in September 2019,
Okay.
before COVID, and then
And then we got discovered July 2020,
yeah, and here we
and
are
it was
now.
okay until February 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like a good 7 months or so. But so there was only a handful of people that actually only like 2 people that actually really knew that about OnlyFans in our personal life, because I didn't really tell anybody because it's kind of embarrassing. What are you going to tell like your mom? Hey mom, guess what I'm doing? You know,
Well, and it's private.
It
I mean,
is.
it's something for you guys that you guys started together for you.
exactly. And we were having fun with it, and it was like our sexy little secret that we were doing. So we didn't want to tell anybody.
It kind of makes it hot too, right?
It does make it hotter not know, because it's like
Our
we don't
goal
know.
was to spice up the marriage. I can assure you or
It did.
testify that
It worked.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I love it.
Because I would never tell him like any fantasy. So this is
Yeah,
like
'cause
brought
she's a
out
liar.
everything.
Dirty
yeah.
liar.
Dirty liar. Yeah. Because I was like,
I
women
don't
shouldn't
have
say
any.
things like that. I don't know. And
they
so
should.
yeah.
That's why at the beginning of this relationship, you got to say, listen, this is the shit that I like, right? And I get it way out there. That way there's no surprises later on. But hey, listen, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
So yeah, so the first mom, so we told her, and then I'm like, hey, this is what we're doing, and so then she was like, what, like fans only, what, and then she lost her job, and
Due
from
to COVID.
Go with you.
and then we're like, I'm like, you would be like freaking awesome, but she had, she was like, no one's gonna like, I got these mom boobs, and I'm like, men love
No, I- no,
mom.
that was
okay,
my
that was you.
voice.
Men
I'm like,
love mom boobs.
You're perfect.
Yeah.
You are perfect. But she felt like she was too fat, or she wasn't, or not attractive. She was. She was very attractive, and she was the first other mom to appear with her.
Huh.
And
What a cool thing that you guys got to do to help her with that and give her that confidence to take that leap, though, because I guarantee you her self-confidence has gone
Yeah.
from 0 to 100.
Oh, it definitely
it
has. Yeah.
And now she's like
kind of
dating some baseball player. And
Oh,
Major
shit.
League-
Wonder if
Major
it's the
League
same
Baseball
dude that it's hard to stay
that's
away.
just so neat, though. Like, what a cool thing that you were able to. That's
like
awesome.
I'm bolstering her as from the man's point of view. No, you got what it takes. Trust me. I see models all day long. You definitely are a winner to get over her self-esteem thing.
That's
and then
awesome.
she's helping her on like some of the business stuff and how it works and the content creation and stuff like
But
that.
that goes back to like OnlyFans in general, right? Because women, it's like it empowers women to take control of their bodies and to own their own like just vision and business in general, right? They don't have a man behind the curtains telling them like what they need to be
and
doing.
keeping the money.
Yeah.
And keeping the money. So they get to own all of it. So it actually takes the whole like economics of like for women like in the adult world and actually turns it upside down. And now these men are like, what do I do? Because
They're not needed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you
not
cut
needed.
me out.
Yep.
Cut them out.
Well, and I think it's wonderful too, kind of even circling back on what you were saying before with Instagram filters and things like that, and how this kind of cookie cutter perfect image is really being shoved down our throat with social media and everything right now. It's pretty wonderful to have something like this where it's like, oh, no, like this is still really, really fucking hot.
Right.
This is what's up.
And it's
like
measured by dollars in her pocket. When I say,
Yeah.
this is non-filtered, it's hotter, use it. This is filtered, that's what you like, it's not as good. And the dollars tell the story.
Trust me, I have a girl that I know. It's weirdly a family that I grew up with, guy that I dated's sister. And she's a beautiful girl. Don't get me stunning. But I mean, she went and she's been beautiful since she was a little girl, and she's grown up. And I mean, she got all the fillers and the implants and the butt and the boobs and the, everything.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
I'll show you later. No, I literally saw a picture though, and I thought it was, and I showed it to a friend of mine. He goes, "Is that a doll?" Like he thought it was like a sex doll, and he's like, "Is that written?" It's funny though because she's on OnlyFans, and I know what she makes, and I know what she does, and I'm like, it's pennies comparatively, and I'm like, what are it's very interesting to see that people want to see real women.
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, my highest probably liked post on Instagram and on OnlyFans is the no makeup post.
No, I
because
agree.
it's like you're just
I
like a
agree.
regular person. Or I do these little nighttime chatty videos where it's just, and I talk about my day of just hey, went to the grocery store and went to Costco, and it's a whole shit show because there's people running around. They're trying to get, just being like a real person to them and not trying to be something else.
That's something that men can come into contact with every day. We, we're not going to see women that walk off.
Not attainable like that they
It
wouldn't
is.
be able to
I mean,
go
but
up to them, but it's more of like a.
It's that vulnerability too.
It's
I know
not
what you
the
mean.
Victoria's Secret model because that's not
Absolutely.
real.
Right.
Yeah. It's the mom that you see sitting next to you, at
that's
a
way
restaurant.
hotter. That's way hotter.
I
I
agree.
fantasize about moms sitting next to me at restaurants all the time.
I
know
hear
it's
about it.
perverse, but I do.
He
It is.
texts me about it.
It's true. It's so
I
true.
hear about it. He's like, guess what? I'm like, I don't want to hear about it.
I'm not kidding around. Like I feel like let's
But
just
see, you represent the majority of the market, and that's why she's successful.
100%.
And I think
100%.
That's perfect. Because I'm honestly, I'm tired of going through Instagram and seeing all these filters of like, why do I need my lips to look bigger? Why?
Well,
I
and
don't
that-
want them to be.
That goes back to okay, so we have a couple other moms.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, and so one of the moms, she's older, and she gets really worried about oh, I got these wrinkles, and we're always telling her on her chest, and we're like, no, that's
That's the
freaking
money.
hot.
That's the
Those are
money.
don't smooth
what
that
people
out.
want.
It makes you hotter because you got these wrinkles.
Well, the
So
crow's feet or
Yeah.
real person.
and so we have
100%.
we have 4 other moms currently right now.
Wow.
That are and we live in MILF Estates.
Oh my God.
And
I
we're
love
al-
this so much.
we're
I want to
always
buy real
looking-
estate there.
We're always looking for a pool boy.
Yeah, right.
Ah, nice.
There we go.
Carl, I guess you have a pillow there.
And that came up because fans, as moms would appear, 1, 2, 3, and 4, etc. The fans would ask her, "What the hell neighborhood do you live in?"
And I'm like, what?
And so it's like,
Don't you worry about it.
It's the MILF Estates.
I seriously need
Perfect.
to talk to you guys off air and because we're looking for a house, so go buy some real estate.
I don't want to think about you in the MILF Estates. It's making me nauseous right now.
You know, and we have
You're my homie. I'm just saying.
and we have a couple other
non-moms.
non-moms that are on there, that participate.
Are they? What age? What age group are they?
I think our youngest is early 20s.
Oh, okay.
And then we have
There's 2 that are non-moms.
Yeah.
Oh,
Early
okay.
20s and then early 30s?
in the early 30s.
I'm all
yeah.
about that mom life, for real. Like it's there's something that happens to a woman when she goes from living her life for herself to becoming a mom, and whatever takes over her life becomes very sexy. I won't even date a woman that doesn't have kids. They can't be asshole kids. I have a hard time trying to figure that out too. But it's if she's a good mom and she gives them her most of her time, and I get kind of put on the back burner. It's very sexy to me.
yeah.
You know?
Well,
Well,
if
and
you
that's
look
why
at-
I was drawn to him, because like when I met him, he was a single dad, and
yeah.
he put his son first. So I'm like, that's freaking hot, because I know it's like if we ever had kids, he'd put our
Yeah.
kids first. And as a woman, it's like, I don't need to come first. The children need to come first.
You need to go talk to the women I date. They're always
Yeah.
cool with it until my daughter's first all the time. They're like, man, fuck that. You just love her more than you love me. Yes,
Yes,
that's true,
you're
Don.
supposed to.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple of questions that we'll wrap up here with. This is from people that emailed in or that saw us on social media. So the first question, really, they have a statement. It says, I'm not sure what question I have, but you can tell her. I'm reading directly from it. I'm here for her hustle. Is that that's what it says? I'm here for her hustle. And I'm both happy for her success and sorry for the way she was treated. My question is, how does it feel when you hear love and respect from the community like that? Do you get that, first of all?
We get it 99% of
Yes.
all the
Okay.
messages. we
Most of
get.
the stuff's been positive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And from all over the world, too. 'Cause
Really?
Oh, we've had old people, like old Catholic
Old Catholic women who never miss Mass going, I love you.
Oh, nice.
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah,
Like from
that's good.
Italy.
That's good. So it makes you
Good
feel
old
pretty
Noni.
good.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, it's like we're not doing anything wrong. We're
We
not
are
breaking any rules.
practicing our holy matrimony vows with an
Exactly.
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
That is it.
And I want to say this. If I would have murdered somebody or robbed a bank, they wouldn't have fucking kicked my kids out
I
of
know.
school.
That's
No.
true.
But
That's true.
titties on the internet? Oh, God forbid.
Right,
You guys
scary,
cannot have that,
dangerous.
because
Oh my
women's
God, there's a
sexuality,
nipple.
I know, right? And don't breastfeed, or don't be like, don't be anywhere.
People
on
are
there.
weird
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
It is a strange time that we live in. Yeah, maybe you just need to be a dude and hook up a little boy or something like that, man. I don't know. Did you have any reservations before you started in your career? If so, what were they, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, so when we first started, so we've started businesses before. So of course, like when we looked at this, we're like, okay, what are the risks that are going to be involved? So we looked at that, and every single time someone that I knew in my personal life found out, we've closed the page a couple of times. Like
Early on, like a onesie, twosie would go, I see you. And in fact, what's funny
It would
is
freak us
they would
out.
often think I was secretly stealing her pictures and posting them online. And they would notify her, Crystal, your husband
Guess
is
what?
posting
Just
you
so you
online.
know.
Well, and those moms in the very beginning thought that I was doing it behind my husband's
that's
back,
another one.
or
Oh,
that he
Lord.
was doing it behind my back because whatever, we had some type of marital problem.
Oh, yeah.
That
Our
was-
marriage is on the rocks. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
Who are you?
whatever.
And that was like, I got that like last summer, women would call me like, are you okay? Like, this is scandalous. And I'm like, well, then stop fucking looking. You don't have to, just don't have this. You can just keep scrolling by.
Or why are you there in the first place? You gotta really. There's no way to find someone on OnlyFans. It has no search function.
No.
you have to know where you're
No,
going.
I know. I've tried. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know people that are on it, and I'm like, I can't find her.
You can't
Yeah.
find it. Right.
Yeah,
That's
and
insane.
so I'm like, why? I'm like, don't look for Miss Poindexter.
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
if they kick her out, what about all these dads who are looking at it? Who's
Yeah.
more guilty? I'll tell you. The Gospels say whoever looks at a man or a woman with
Yeah.
lust in his heart has committed adultery.
bruh.
That's what it says.
I'm telling you, man.
So
my
boom.
dad was a
that's
my dad was a
Jesus.
minister,
That's
and I
Jesus.
still do it. I can't help it. Something's wrong with me, man. I know, but a lot of men are like that. So, and the fact that you're bringing in that kind of dough means that it's widespread, man.
Right. Who's buying it? No one? Oh, everyone
yeah.
is.
No one's looking. No one's looking.
No one's really looking. All right, here's our last one. It is, what is your favorite aspect of what you are doing right now?
Ooh, I think
For me, it'd be spending that dough.
We actually
don't.
We don't spend a lot of money. We really
Smart. Smart.
you
It's
know-
millionaire next door, bro.
we just have fun together, and
do.
we've
spend
always
24 hours a day together, basically.
And
We're
we-
never apart.
Yeah. I mean, there's times we can't stand each other.
I was gonna say, are you good with that?
I enjoy her company. In all honesty, I enjoy her company.
And you guys been together for 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
I mean, we have fun. Like, this is like, we set out to accomplish one goal, and we did, and we never expected it to be something that made a lot of money.
Yeah.
We kind of just fell into it, and we've had fun with it. So
And applying business principles to this industry where not a lot of people might have the same skill set. it's an extreme advantage.
Is this something now that I mean, I can put two and two together, but this is giving you some financial freedom, I'm guessing, right? So for your future and for your kids and everything else, right?
That's true. Although we are, educated engineers. Like I said, we came from Intel and we found a company, so we did all right. But yeah, our day. I was joking. I had lunch with one of my old Intel buddies today. And he's like, okay, I got to go back to work. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, go on back to your big mansion and sit in your pool like you told me you did. I'm like, okay.
I have an important question. I want to know where the name came from.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah, because I was thinking about that. And,
I really want to know.
Yeah,
okay. So that's mine.
The name Mrs. Poindexter.
I had a Reddit account for many years because it's more of a technology, nerdy, engineering persona
Platform.
of people who join Reddit. I mean, there's all kinds, but
A little more sophisticated
It's
audience
that
on Reddit.
forum, yeah.
it's a little bit more like that. And so I had an account for years, and I would just read. So when I went to go post her picture, my account name was Maynard Poindexter because it was like a really nerdy name I had picked years ago.
That is pretty nerdy.
And then as we posted one picture and then two and then three, and then the fans on Reddit are like, well, "What's your name?" asking her, and she's like, Mrs. Poindexter.
I love that.
Oh, but,
So that became her name.
But and then it came into Tiffany. So talk
Oh,
about how
and then
Tiffany came about.
she has one picture. I love it. She's dressed kind of as a schoolgirl, and she's carrying. So she's a chemist, and I'm a physicist. Oh
man.
That's our education.
Okay,
And-
so I'm just gonna. All right.
And so I had a giant chemistry tome textbook, and she had her Merck Index, which is like the Bible for chemistry.
Yeah.
These two giant books. She's holding the two giant books, in a schoolgirl outfit with no bra. So it's a super sexy picture and pigtails. And so we posted that, and a lot of the
Catholic schoolgirl.
I think Keith's dying.
Yeah.
So.
you
Why,
gotta
I'm
see the picture. It is
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Oh, I'll look for it. It's why I'm sitting here with my legs crossed. You do what you gotta do, man.
But the fans started calling her Tiffany. And they're like, "Oh, you're Tiffany. You're Tiffany. You're Tiffany." And we're like,
Where'd they get?
Yeah, it's Tiffany.
and because of their nerdy audience, they go, "Yes, in Men in Black, there's a scene in the shooting gallery where Will Smith shoots the alien, and it's a little girl holding two
Tiffany.
science books, and her name is Tiffany."
Okay. See, there it
As
is.
soon as you said Men in Black, I was
Right?
When he said Poindexter, I was thinking Revenge of the Nerds, man. Because
Well,
Revenge
it's
of
a
the
nerd.
Nerds it's
His name is
Poindexter.
Poindexter,
Yeah. I'm like the only dude that's seen Revenge of the Nerds in this motherfucker.
See,
But
I
that's
heard,
okay.
well, lambda, baby.
Lambda. That's the next variant. That's coming. All right. Well, we're super thankful you guys came in. I appreciate that. Crystal Jackson, Chris Jackson. You guys are doing not just having that page and like having fun together and being able to like spend time together and not have to be hassled with running into an office and working 15 hours, but also bringing some of that love to others who are trying to do the same thing. So I think that's really, really cool. So Mrs. Poindexter on OnlyFans and the real Mrs. Poindexter, and that is your only page. That's your only Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Because I know some people's got to be still in those pictures.
Oh God,
You're
turned.
verified, right?
Verified. Yeah.
She's verified,
and
and
then
it's
do you have
like
a Twitter as well.
There's
There's
a
a Twitter.
Twitter. The Twitter's called Poindexter_MRS.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
As you
it's
got like
actually
almost
the dot real dot Mrs. dot.
right. The
But, yeah.
dot real dot.
But yeah, I mean, we have. Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
geez,
I
hundreds
report
of
probably 10 fake
scam
accounts. a
accounts.
Oh,
day.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Look for
daily.
the blue
Yeah.
check, y'all.
Yeah,
that
the
is
blue check
super
mark.
important. Verified account.
I need to get verified. I had like I only had like 5 or 6 ones that made fun of me or that were like mirroring me. But my wife at the time was like, "This is bullshit, bro. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, you think I would put those pictures up? No." What a horrific time that was. Anyway, we really appreciate you guys' time. And again, the.real.mrs.poindexter is her Instagram. And then Mrs. Poindexter on OnlyFans. Go check it out and make sure you like, subscribe. For us, if you go to the Podcast Lounge LLC, that's our YouTube channel. And the commies over at YouTube have not shut us down yet, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah,
But so
like,
far,
subscribe.
yeah, like, subscribe, hit the little bells so that it lets you know when we have new content up. And then the Podcast Lounge on Instagram. You could get my Instagram is Boondock the Entertainer, and yours is?
Mine is Bradley Suicide.
So there you go. Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye now. Peace.